welcome back to Beauty Bee. I'm Iris. Welcome to a semi-voyeuristic journey into my garbage. It's an Empties video. If you've not seen one before, we go through beauty trash. Let's actually start with the really boring stuff. I don't care about shampoo, but I thought that I would show the one that I just go back to time and time again, and then we never have to talk about it again. This is the Tresemme, the more luxurious moisture rich. It's fine. I don't think it does anything fantastic for my hair, but it also doesn't do anything bad to my hair, so that's really all I ask for. This body wash is actual garbage. This is from Smartly. It's the Target brand, and this is Gentle Body Wash. Smells like summertime. It smells okay. This didn't lather up very well at all, but it also was somewhat drying. So I can deal with not lathering up fantastically or being a little bit drying, depending on the season, but both, no. If you are looking for a really cheap body wash, which is what drew me to this one, the Suave Cocoa Butter is the best, really inexpensive one that I've found. I think that's usually like $1.80, and it comes in a pretty good size too, so check that one out if you're looking for something inexpensive. Oh, and PSA, if you are someone like me who just keeps their travel stuff packed up all the time, it might be time to look at it and see if it's still good, because you probably haven't been anywhere in the last 8 months. And I found out that the little face wash that I had in mine had expired, and it broke me out when I tried to use it. So I used up the other 3 things that were in it, which is this little aromatherapy stress relief from Bath & Body Works, which was fine. I don't really like these sort of medicinal herbal scented things, so it wasn't my favorite, but I used it. And I actually really did like these Love Beauty and Planet shampoo and conditioner. This is in the Argan Oil and Lavender scent. They were fine. I don't care very much about my hair. I'm starting to care a little bit more, but over time it's just been, does it dry my hair out? Does it make things even more frizzy? Does it ruin my curls? No? Then I think you're good in my book. So I don't think I'd repurchase these, but they were good. If I could get minis of them for a good price, I would consider it. They're nice to travel with. The last sort of shower thing I have to talk about is this St. Ives Even and Bright Pink Lemon and Mandarin Orange Scrub. I think this is intended for the face, but I used it just on the body. It does make my skin feel very soft, and it smells nice. It feels nice. I know that St. Ives gets a bad rep for their apricot scrub. This is much finer, and it is something that I would actually consider using on my face, but I have another face scrub that we'll talk about in just a second, and I think that this one is a little bit better suited for the body because it's more scratchy. Here is the aforementioned scrub that I used up on my face. This is the Clean Clear Deep Action 60-second shower mask. So I don't really know how much this actually did for my skin. I didn't notice any negative effects, and I at least feel like it did a good job of sort of deep cleaning my skin without leaving it really dry. But yeah, I can't speak to any long-term effects, and I can't say that it really made me break out any more or less. This works that you put it on your face, and it feels sort of creamy. It has a little bit of grit to it just as you're putting it on. You let it sit for about 60 seconds, and then you wash it off, and it does a little bit of exfoliating as you wash it off. So it's nice. I definitely got this on some kind of deal with 2 face washes, I think. So I don't think I would go out of my way to purchase it again, but if the same deal came up, I would consider it. And here is the face wash that I probably got the mask on deal with. It's the Clean Clear Morning Burst. I've been using this for probably 10 years at this point. A lot of stores have a generic version of this, and I just buy whatever's available and whatever's cheaper. I don't see a big difference from brand to brand. I do prefer the one in the blue packaging. It just has a little bit of a different scent, I think. The evening one is kind of gross. It is very heavily scented of lavender, but I find that they function the same. I just can't deal with the smell of the night one. I have 2 hand creams because it's 2020 and I've got a third one that's probably like 3 days away from being used up because I just wash my hands all the time now. This is Snow Angel from Philosophy. This was kind of on the greasy side, I felt. I do like the scent though. I would not spend the money on this. I don't think it's worthwhile. I got this at Nordstrom Rack, and then it was just pretty chilly and dry that day in DC. So I went to Nordstrom Rack and I found the first hand cream that was somewhat inexpensive and bought it. I used it. I thought it was good. I'm not gonna rebuy it though. Here's one that I will rebuy. This is the Pretty as a Peach hand cream from Bath & Body Works. This is my favorite scent from Bath & Body Works. I've owned, I think, almost every product that they make in this at one point or another. And I do like the Bath & Body Works formula for hand cream. I think that it is rich without being super greasy, and it just does a good job of moisturizing my hands. Additionally, these are a pretty good deal if you get them during the semi-annual sale, and they do last quite a long time. So moving from hand cream into fragrance, I used up 2 perfume samples in the last couple months. This is Guess Dare. I didn't love this. I do not know much about perfume, but to me what this smelled like was 90% musk, 10% spice. That's not a scent profile that I particularly go for. I am much more into sweet scents or floral scents or even fruity scents over musk, but it was nice. It just wasn't me. And then I also used up my Burberry, which, let's see if nope, I can't get anything out of that. This one smells more clean than Guess did, but it is also a little bit on the spicier side of what I prefer. So even though I wouldn't buy either of these, I think they're both nice. I enjoyed wearing them. I can be somewhat sensitive to scents, and they did not give me headaches. And I do like wearing perfume, even if it's not something that I would want to commit to every single day. I get, 3 weeks to a month of use out of one of these little samples, and that's about how long I am interested in using any particular scent. So that works out really well for me. So I feel like I'm a little all over the place, but we're just gonna keep moving. We'll be getting to the makeup fairly soon, I promise. This is the Vitamin C Eye Brightener from Obagi. I did not always use this on my eye. Often I mixed it in with a more lotiony moisturizer and just used it all over my face, as in addition to using it on my eyes. And I don't think this did anything super impressive for me. I definitely do not think it is worth the $50-ish that it costs. For that amount of money, I would want to see real improvement, and I don't think it made anything worse. It didn't break me out. I didn't have any reaction to it, but I just don't feel that, at least for me personally, expensive skincare is a worthwhile expenditure. This Pacifica sheet mask is not here so much as I finished this mask look. It was so good. It was a sheet mask. I feel like they're pretty much all the same. This is here because I finished all of my sheet masks and I just wanted to put one representative in, and I'm glad. I don't feel any great desire to have a bunch of sheet masks. I don't feel that they do a whole lot, and I don't love that you have to throw away both the mask and the packaging after a single use. That seems a little bit wasteful for something that I feel doesn't make a whole lot of difference. I'm not saying that I'll never use one. I could see myself buying something like this before a very special event, but for some random Sunday to treat yourself, I don't think so. I've also been working through my samples, including this Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. I don't think I have dry enough or sensitive enough skin to really appreciate this. I mean, I used it. Again, it didn't do anything bad. I don't think it did anything especially great. It did feel a little bit heavy on me, but I have really pretty normal skin, sometimes a tiny bit oily, and I mean, this is intense hydration for dry, parched skin, so not really me. I did finish a thing of makeup wipes. I don't tend to use these very often. Oh, that's why I finished it, because there were only 7 in here. I cannot say that I've ever used a makeup wipe that was particularly good or particularly bad. I feel like these are a little bit on the more expensive side. I usually get the e.l.f. ones that come in a pack of 30 for like $3. Last non-makeup thing. This is the Blow Dry Glotion sample. It's a heat primer from Biolage. I got probably 4 uses out of this, and I do like it a lot. I think it helped my hair be a little less frizzy after I blow dried it. I don't usually blow dry, I usually just air dry, but you know, every once in a while it is nice to have heat protectant. And I felt like I could use quite a good amount. I mean, I had no idea how much I was really supposed to be using, but I put in like a pea-sized amount one time, and I put in more like a nickel or quarter-sized amount one other time, and they both ended up looking fine. I didn't feel like my hair got greasy faster or anything. This was a nice product. I do actually have a heat protectant right now that's just from Tresemme, but if I were to run out of that one, I could see myself at least checking out how expensive this product is. I actually have quite a bit of makeup to talk about too. Let's start with the one that's not really an empty, but I feel like will be empty in the next week or two. This is the Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer from Wet n Wild. I just buy this over and over again. It lasts me about 1.5 years. Now for the real empties. I've got this number 7 Airbrush Away Primer. It's a pore filling primer. It lasted me a long time. I wore this both with and without foundation, and I felt like it did a good job of smoothing out my skin. I really focused it usually right around my nose and sort of the inner parts of my cheeks, which is where my pores tend to be biggest, and it did do a good job of minimizing and filling those in. I have a primer from Dior that I again got from Influencer right now that I'm using, and I do think that a pore filling primer is going to continue to be a staple in my collection. I just don't think that this one will be getting repurchased anytime soon. I think I'd like to look for something at a little bit of a lower price point once I'm done with the Dior one. I actually didn't finish this. This is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. What I actually finished was the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray, but I like the sprayer on that one more, so I just emptied this bottle into that. I don't see a particular difference between the Wet n Wild and the e.l.f. one as far as the liquid goes. I just feel like the sprayer on the Wet n Wild one is nicer, and I think it looks cuter. So this is gonna go. Not very exciting. It's the CoverGirl Professional 3-in-1 Mascara. Again, I buy this or another CoverGirl mascara over and over again. There will be probably another one in my next empties video, and I believe it's actually exactly the same mascara. There's a little bit clinging to the sides, but I can no longer squeeze it out, and I'm not going to cut this open because it would make a mess. This is the e.l.f. Lipstick remover. This is really handy if you're wearing a liquid lipstick like to work or something. You can put this in your bag, and after lunch, when pretty much every liquid lipstick has just been destroyed, it makes it really easy to remove it so you can start fresh instead of trying to layer lipstick on lipstick. It's really just oil in a tube, which is why I'm not going to try to cut the tube and get the product out, that would be a mess, but it tastes kind of sweet, and you're paying for the convenience of being able to basically take olive oil with you. I have 2 mini nail polish empties. This is from Wet n Wild, and I mean, you can see the windowing all the way down. I love this sort of grape purple color. I think it's really cute both on fingers and toenails, and the formula on these is actually surprisingly good. Yeah, I would definitely consider repurchasing a similar color. Wet n Wild, I do not believe makes these Mega Last nail polishes anymore. If they did, I would consider picking up a full size. I also finished off this Ulta Beauty gold holographic glitter. I really like this kind of glitter that has the big pieces in it. I think it's a bit trickier to apply because you have to kind of finagle the glitters to get them to actually spread out on your nail and not be just clumped in one little area. However, I do think that they're a lot easier to remove than those smaller glitters that really coat your entire nail on the first or second swipe. And I really loved this color. I feel like the gold with that little bit of holographic shine really went with a lot of the polishes that I like wearing. And finally, for the most exciting empties, I have first the ColourPop Just a Tint in the shade Chimichanga. I mean, it's not technically all gone, but we've reached the point where it hurts to apply, and I'm not about that. I really like these Just a Tints. They smell nice, though I imagine that the scent is probably pretty polarizing because it's quite strong. I don't notice it though after a couple of minutes on my lips. They can be applied either as a sheer wash of color or built up to pretty full-on pigment. This was sort of an orangey red. I liked it a lot. I clearly used it a lot. And while I am a little bit sad to see it go, I'm glad that I finished it now because I have heard that ColourPop lip products in general don't have a terribly long shelf life, and this is a year old at this point. I also finished this Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick in the shade Blushing Mauve. I mean, it's a very pretty color. It was sort of a nude pink on me. This was such an easy everyday lipstick for me. It worked really well as a cream blush too. I loved this. I do have a lipstick right now that's playing a pretty similar role. It's actually also from Revlon and it's in the shade Secret Club. I would consider repurchasing either of them. I don't know which one I would pick. It would probably just depend on what was available at whichever store I went to. So I know that these have been around forever and they're not that exciting anymore, but these are really good lipsticks. I think that these are probably my favorite creamy drugstore lipsticks that I've ever used. My favorite matte ones would be probably a tie between the Maybelline Creamy Mattes and the Flower Beauty Petal Pout matte formula. But these are really, really nice creamy lipsticks. They're really comfortable. They're a little bit on the moisturizing side, I think. I mean, they're not like a balm, but they definitely are not dry. They don't have much, if anything of a scent, and I think they wear surprisingly well throughout the day. Also, the packaging is just really pretty cute. It's classy and it looks a lot more high-end than the no more than $3.50 I probably paid for this. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that I have managed to cut this down to something less than a 40-minute video. If not, apologies and extra thank you for sitting through a far too long Empties video. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!